Hey, Facebook Live. So I'm back, and today is a good day. Briefly talk about mental illness since this is Mental Health Awareness Week. First week in October is Mental Health Awareness Week. Now, you may have seen me post things on my wall or on my feed regarding mental illness or mental health, and I definitely wanted to address it as it is something that is very personal to me and something that I deal with on a daily basis. Many of you may not know, and many of you may be aware that I have type 1 bipolar disorder. And I was diagnosed in my early 20s. And I just I just recently got comfortable even addressing the fact that I have this disorder. I've been diagnosed. And before I had any Holy Ghost clapbackers saying don't claim anything and Jesus will, I know all that, sis. I'm a minister, but I'm also a real person, and they also have real pills and real doctors, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how important it is for us to recognize mental illness as a illness. People aren't crazy, although sister can get a little lit sometimes. We're not crazy people. We're not disturbed people. It is a illness. It's a sickness. There is a chemical imbalance. And sometimes it needs medicine. Sometimes it needs therapy treatments. Sometimes you have to seek a real and unbiased opinion regarding your mental health. It's just as important as getting a checkup or a physical. And unfortunately, a lot of us, especially strong Black women, we have a hard time admitting that we might need help, that we might need therapy, that we might need to talk to somebody other than our bishop or our pastor or a best friend. So I just wanted to come up here briefly to just discuss what type 1 bipolar disorder is and what it may look like. Okay. And it's really hard to pinpoint. It's not something that that is the same for everyone. And bipolar disorder is basically where you have periods of mania, which is like, hyperactivity. You're super focused, you're super driven, very goal oriented, and you're running on, and your mind is firing on all cylinders, and you're extra hype, and you're just up on cloud 9. And then you go from a period of mania, which is super high energy, super excited about life, everything's great, it's almost euphoric, and you feel like you can take on the world. Okay, you go from periods of mania, that's what mania looks like, and then you go into a period of depression. And I think everybody is familiar with what depression looks like. It's very, very sad, but it's a little bit more than being sad. It's, literally you crash. That same high period of mania is met with like the lowest feeling of self-loathing, depression. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to eat. You don't want to see anyone. You barely have enough energy to get up, make it to the bathroom, and then come back in your room. You might not shower for days. You might not, whatever. Like, you just, like, what is life? Why do I have to live it? Like, that is where you are when these bouts of depression hit. Sometimes they can last for a really long time, and sometimes they're short periods. But it's very real. It's not so easy as to snap out of it. No, we can't just be happy. Like, I've heard all kinds. It's not that serious. It's not that bad. Oh, feel better. Like, I've heard all kinds of things while I'm going through one of those depressed periods. And it's just like, oh, where's your faith? You don't believe in God. You don't believe in Jesus. That is not what this is. Like, so please. Like, I know that you're trying to encourage me. That's awesome. But here's how you can encourage someone with bipolar disorder. Simply say, hey, I'm here for you if you want to talk. And if you don't want to talk, that's fine too. Give me a hug. I love you. That's it. Like, I don't need scriptures thrown at my head. I don't need somebody trying to encapsule me in a circle and pray this depressed demon out of me. Like, I don't need any of that. I need your love, your encouragement, and you just being there. And if I need a break from people, let me take a break. Like, look, my point of talking about all this, when I say what depression looks like or what mental illness looks like, it looks like you and me. It looks like real people. Especially in the African American community, especially in the church. A lot of times we're met with like, the disdain, and we're almost shunned. Either people think that it's a spirit, which it is not. It's a sickness. Or we're met with our lack of faith is thrown back in our face as if we don't believe it. And it's not that we don't believe, I promise you. It's our chemical makeup. And if you need medication, take the drugs. I promise, like, you won't be on them forever. I have no filter. It took me a very long time to be comfortable with myself. It took me a very long time to be comfortable with who I am. People think that they're losing their minds or they're going crazy, and it's not that. It's not that. And I promise, like, this is just my personal experience. So everybody's own dealings with bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, mental illnesses, they are very real. They are not demonic attacks. This is a illness. This is a sickness. And it takes strength. It takes strength to endure, because so many people commit suicide because they have a bad depressed bout. So many people don't snap out of a period of psychosis. I want this to be something that is not just discussed on Facebook, but I want it to be educational, to whereas you can share this with your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, because 9 times out of 10, you or someone you know are going through a bout or a struggle or a fight with mental illness, and it doesn't show. This isn't a bruise that you can see with your naked eye. This is something that a lot of people internalize and they never talk about. And some people never get free from it because they refuse to talk about it. But I'm not one of those people. I'm free and I refuse to go back to where I was. And when I tell you I was not sleeping. I was not eating. I was not speaking. I literally found myself trapped in my own mind during the worst period of psychosis, and I had to be admitted into the hospital. So I know what that's like, and I've been there, and I've been in the line taking the medication. So we will talk about it. But I wanted it to be a conversation starter. What does mental illness look like? It looks like you and me. It looks like functioning people. And then sometimes there are people who struggle so much that they can't function on a daily basis. So I thank God that I was able to function after that period of psychosis, and I'm glad that I got help that I needed when I needed it. Don't just sit on feelings. If you feel something's not right, go get the help, because it's there for you. And no, you're not crazy. You're human. And because we're flawed and we might be sick, there's medicine for that. So I want people to get the help they need. If you need therapy, please don't think that someone's gonna judge you. So what? Because I'm pretty sure they have issues too. Anyway, we will talk again tomorrow. But for now, I just want to leave you with that thought. If people have mental illnesses, a lot of times you can't see the struggles that people face on a daily basis in their minds on the outside, because it's not like a broken arm. So, I love you guys, as always. And until next time, be breeze.